You guys won't believe what we just found out about this Type 34. Is that my drink? There. Don't touch my drink. We were drinking one this morning. Where'd that one come from?
That's the one I got this morning.
Better be in there. Better be in there.
Do you guys know what this is?
Ooh, Volks America's next
2023.
edition is out. Woo.
This is the. Ooh,
Wow.
it's actually a friend of mine's car.
It looks like a frog. That's
Yeah, I
adorable.
know the car. I'm
Cool.
gonna go take a look at this.
That's wonderful.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good Stop
Paul.
Publishing, VolksAmerica.com.
You guys should totally subscribe.
Go
This
subscribe.
is the best.
So.
Man, and that magazine has come a long way.
Oh yeah, I can remember when it first started as digital.
Yeah, and then it was kind of a thin one. I mean, it was great, but now it's like, this is
Yeah, and
hefty.
then when you first did it, it was like that thick and
Yeah.
bad paper.
And now
and,
it's like coffee table
and it's like
quality.
this is nice stuff. Ooh. Almost looks like Mike Grady's thing. So those of you guys don't know, Mike Grady was a dude out in Phoenix that is not in Phoenix anymore.
All right, well, let's go see what else is going on.
Okay.
You behave.
No.
Oh, he's got a donut. Is it a K-May?
Nope, it's Krispy Kreme.
That's not bad either. So show us what's going on.
We got a little bit, well, real quick, there's going to be a beam video coming up on how to cut and make an adjustable beam out of a regular beam.
Oh, that's on Spook's.
And are we shortening it too, or is it stock? We're not shortening it.
It's stock. Yeah.
Stock, but just adjustable. So we're going to do a separate video on that. You guys can watch that, building the full beam
Change up my suspension on
from
It's not
puddles.
so scary.
my car. It won't be so twitchy.
All right.
It'll still be well.
Right now, it's like driving a skateboard with a jet.
Ooh, that sounds fun. So then the Boggan's car is about, and actually Mr. Boggan's brother just came and looked at the car. They were close by and they wanted to come see it. So they came by, but it's getting there. It's got, we got the steering wheel going in, the seats are on the way. Other than that, it's about 90% done. So we're just, it's running, driving. We're just, we're doing a little nitpicky stuff and waiting on the seats. Really, I can't really drive it far without a seat. So I drove it around the block on a bucket the other day just to make sure it was working. So, but then the Cripes car is the same thing. It's about 60% done. The carpet's going in. They have the headliner already in now, and it's done. Door cards and seat covers are coming, so they'll get the carpet. We're not going to put the front carpet in until we're done building the dash. So the dash pad went in. These Supers have dash pads. So a lot of cutting, nipping, tucking, fun stuff to do when you put a dash pad on a painted dash, but they did all that. They put the windows in, so all the glass is back in the car. The seals are on, the fenders are on. So now the wire harness has been starting to be pulled, and they'll pull it through all the orifices and put all the turn signals and the headlights on and start building that, and it'll start going fast from there. But there's a lot going on in that little car, so it's coming along fast. The motor's sitting out here on the test stand. We'll put it in as soon as the wiring's all done and it's all ready to go. We're doing a bunch of work on the Type 34, so we got, like you saw before, we got a brand new wiring harness factory from ISP West. And it's identical to the factory. They built it off of it, so like literally to the inch, same color wires. They're all terminated. You pull them exactly where they go, and boom. So Corey's working on that now. And then we ran into a couple issues. So if you see here, we pulled back the the carpet actually vinyl in here, and there's a little bit. It's just surface rust, but instead of just putting that back under there, we're going to address that before we go pulling that wire.
Right.
So we just now found that when we pulled that off there. So, but anyways, the wire harness from ISP comes in several sections, and it's a book about this big just for the wire harness to tell you how to pull it in there. But it's all in different pieces and tells you exactly where it's goes. So it's pretty cool. So when we get that all done, then we can put the lights on and see if they work and go from there. And we got the motor supposedly is running. He drove it, so we've just got to refresh it. We'll probably pull it and put a rear main seal in it and all the seals and gaskets and get it running. It's a Type 3 motor, so hopefully that works out. And then we should be off and running. We're still up in the air, so a little more news. We've been talking about this car and how it was rare. So I'm online with a Type 34 registry group on Facebook, and there was actually a guy that got a hold of me and said, hey, I'm the worldwide expert on Type 34s, and I need to find out if that car is really a teak car, because there's only 14 known to exist in the world. I thought it was a lot more. So I gave him the number off the tunnel, and it was an original teak car. So it's the 15th known car in the world.
What?
Yeah, which is weird. I thought it was a bigger number. I've been saying a bigger number every
I thought hundreds.
15, yeah. 15 cars, and he has them all registered where they were started from. So they didn't know where this car was. They knew it existed. And so I gave him all the info I had on it. It was in Chattanooga, blah, blah, blah. And he's now registered it, so it's in there. But it was an original T car. So
How exciting.
the thing going back and forth was, the question was that the owner wanted to know is if we changed the color in the interior, would it hurt the value?
Yeah.
So according to this guy and the powers that be, it would. So we don't necessarily need to go with the original, because the original interior looks like that. Obviously, we can't find the original teak. But he said if you keep it the same colors at least, which is hard because everybody in the VW world knows there was basically 3 colors on these steering wheels and the columns, and it was ivory, black, and gray, except for this car. So this year. So, but you can't get this anymore. So I have to get a ivory steering wheel and get it powder coated brown. And powder coat the column, everything, to keep it original teak color. Right. So, anyways, there's some little things I have to do that. So we did find out it would help to do that. Okay. It says there's only 14 of them or 15 of them. 15 then we were up in the air about the black top. The black top was an option, and so he said also the black top would set it apart. So he said I would paint the top black, even though it looks weird because you got brown interior. Off-white exterior, and then he said that's the way the car would have came, and that would make it look a lot better. So I'm going to tell the owner that, and I just found that information out, so I guess we'll probably be painting the top black.
Interesting.
So
That's fascinating.
The owner wanted to keep it as original as he could, but also enjoy it. So he was like, look, I'd rather do it gray and black, but if it's going to hurt the value, I don't want to. So eventually he's going to sell the car someday. And so anyways, so we're going to do all that. So a lot of research and looking and talking and seeing. Now over here, you got this guy over here. I call him Stretchy Wetchy.
Right. This is probably the voice.
We can only be in here so long because you're going to start saying words we can't say on video. But that's Fergie II's seats, and we got one finished out here. I'll show you in a minute when we walk out here. But he's in there.
Product of all this wrestling.
Stretchy, pulley, pushy, touchy, figure it out.
Finesse, not force, right?
Yeah, so
Slappy.
you got to do all
You're
kinds
all
of
the
stuff.
dwarves.
But SoFine actually made those custom, the colors that he wanted, and we're installing them. So out here, we've got his car and this completed seat there. So it's a tweed insert with the vinyl outside, and that's the colors we went. So yeah, so
Isn't that nice?
Carol over at SoFine, bang
Yeah.
up job as usual.
That's fantastic.
yeah. And I called her this morning, and Mr. Ferguson's coming tomorrow to check out the progress and give us some money. And I said I called her to find out where the carpet was, because they're making it so the carpet's custom and the door cards, and she said they're right behind it. So about a week we should have those. So then this car will be done as far as we're concerned. Well, at that point, we don't have the motor, and he was going to put the motor in, but we'll see what happens. He might end up saying, hey, we're going to have you do that too, but we're going piece by piece. But it's really close.
It's really
so like
great.
I say, Corey's got
so
the sunroof in. We'll put these in when the carpet gets in. But
What color do they call this?
this is a Cali oat, and then I can't remember the name of the tweed, but there was a
Really nice.
yeah. So we went with that, and then an offset color piping too. It's a third color. So
wow, I didn't even
yeah. So and then we went back with the seat frames now, because anything we always take off, we paint it. And he didn't request that, but they were a white. If you see, this is the original one still, so it was like an off-white kind of color. And I didn't want to go back with that with these, because then you got a whole bunch of different colors going on inside. So we went back with this kind of off-white almond color, which sets it. If you see it with the seat, yeah. So it looks better with the seat now that it's done that way. So we painted all the this is the rear for the rear seat, so everything will look better than having that off-white grayish color, which was a real VW color, but it's not going to look good with it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there we are. That's what we got going on. Crazy Uncle Floyd's bus is gone. He came and picked it up. So that's one more bus out of the yard. So other than that, we got, we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off. We're in between Thanksgiving and Christmas right now, which is a weird time of the year.
It is. Yeah. Sorry I missed you guys last week. Hopefully you enjoyed the slideshow we had going. We weren't here. We didn't film. So we're here. We're filming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
Well,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
We gotta
Merry
do that
Noel.
thing. What?
Merry Noel? No, wait a minute. That's next month.
Huh?
Merry Noel.
What?
Happy Hanukkah? I don't know.
Christmas to you?
Merry Christmas? It's a little early.
It's almost 2023.
Almost.
It is.
Got ready for 2022 to get done.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, let's do that thing so we can get back to work.
Okay. Bye,
Bye, nice people.